Coming up, oh, how much we all love big government programs. You know, especially the ones like Medicare that waste billions of dollars of taxpayer money, like, I don't know, through fraud. Universal health care, on the other hand, that's going to be totally different. More on that in just a bit. But first, Denver's mayor challenged the Democratic Party to make this year's convention the greenest convention in the history of the planet. I don't know what that even means, but for starters, there's no fried food. Sorry, Bubba, gonna have to bring your own BYOFF, I guess. All meals are also going to include 3 vibrant colors and locally grown ingredients. Also, volunteers are going to be provided with 1 of 15,000 organic cotton fanny packs. There's going to be a biodegradable balloon drop. That's having some trouble, I'll tell you in a minute. And the media pavilions are being powered, in part, by solar energy. Oh, and let's not forget the recyclable signs and soy-based paint sealant used to turn Denver's Pepsi Center blue. Even sponsors have horned in on this act, cutting back on their paper that they usually, make into flyers and jam into goodie bags. Oh, who says the Democrats don't have an energy plan? Joining me now is author, illusionist, libertarian, guy who looks suspiciously like Satan, if there was Satan, Penn Jillette. How are you, Penn?
Well put. Very well, thank you. Very well, thank you.
Okay. Gee, I've been reading the stories today. First of all, should we start at the wooden keys?
Well, no, where you want to start is the fact that they're saying that this is the most green convention ever. Were there no conventions in the 18th century? Were there none there? I mean, what about Lincoln's log cabin? They're not even counting pre the modern technology. I don't know.
Penn, did you see the thing on the balloons? It's biodegradable balloons. They can't get them to degrade. And there is still somebody on a compost heap right now pouring extra liquid on. Damn these balloons, they're supposed to biodegrade.
What scared me about that story was that they didn't say pouring water on it, they said liquid.
Liquid,
and
yes.
That scares me a lot. Because when I mean water, I often say water. That's a word most people know.
I've never said, you know what, gosh, I could go for a big glass of liquid.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm worried that what they're pouring on those balloons might be something we don't want to know about.
Like acid.
Who
knows
what?
They went away.
There's some unpleasant substance the Democrats have.
Right. They've also had some problems with the organic caps that everybody's going to wear because they can't get made in America organic caps that have been finished by a union.
Right.
And so they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do.
And the option of skipping the caps, I guess, never even occurs to anybody, right?
No.
You got to have caps. I just live for a time when they'll be able to have a convention without a cap.
Yeah. What the hell do you think is wrong with these people?
Well, I don't know. You have to before you get too mean, and maybe it's too late for you on that. But
you look like Satan. I mean, come on.
But you do want to say, what a convention is symbolic. And if what they want to do is symbolize their commitment to environmentalism, then maybe that's the way you have to do it.
Don't you think, Penn, that people are sick of symbolism? They want action. They don't want a bunch of symbolism.
It sure seems that way. And also, the issue of global warming, what's most disturbing about that is that they put everything together. Is it happening? Is it man-made? Is it bad? Can we stop it? Can we stop it with conservation? And should conservation be government mandated? Those are 6 different issues on global warming, and they all get thrown right together. And if you say, I'm not sure about Al Gore's position on global warming, all of a sudden they go to you're anti-science, you don't believe in anything. And it's separating those things out. And one of the things that is so bothersome is if global warming is happening and if it's bad and if we caused it, that doesn't mean that biodegradable balloons helps.
Right. Here's an idea. Have they thought about using the World Wide Web that information superhighway? Yeah, I mean, that's really the way to be green, don't you think? Just...
What I couldn't find on the web, and I looked for this, is the company that they're buying the indulgences from. I guess they don't call them indulgences.
Oh, no.
They call them carbon
No,
credits.
no, that's an out term. You know, actually, we're selling. You know, they've got the offsets. We on my program at glennbeck.com, we're doing onsets. They have bought their offsets for 70 million pounds of carbon. So I'm trying to raise the 70 million pounds of. I'm asking people just to leave your blender on when you leave for work.
Well, you know, we did a thing on our BS show where we sent someone out to a shopping center and looked through their grocery bags and said, if you give us 16 cents for the Cheetos you bought, you're carbon neutral, and people did it. So if you allow people to get rid of their guilt, but what I couldn't find on there was the Native Energies, which is the company that they're buying the carbon offsets from, which is Native American run. But I couldn't find out if Al Gore owns part of those, because the nutty thing about a lot of the carbon neutral stuff is that Al Gore owns the company that you buy the carbon neutral credits from, and so it really becomes very much like the indulgence of the Pope.
No, you're confusing things with big oil. That's only the bad one. There is only big oil. Do you think that I saw a story that said that they're predicting, Lehman Brothers is predicting $150 barrel of oil by the end of the year. They're saying it's going to go back up. Do you believe when we hit $150, $170, $200 barrel of oil, do you think that people will chase these greenies into the woods and maybe even use Al Gore as a shovel?
Well, you know, it seems like people are willing to do lip service and maybe a wooden key to a hotel room door even when it doesn't work a little bit. But it seems like when you come down to gasoline being $5 a gallon, there's this kind of consensus intelligence that draws the line there. But the thing I'll say that's maybe, and this is from someone who looks like Satan, maybe the least popular thing I'll ever say is if you do all the corrections for inflation and so on, I believe gasoline is not up that high from 1960.
No, it's not, but I still tell you that we'd be burying the environmentalists and using Al Gore as a shovel. Mark my words.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I think you're probably right on that.
All right, we'll talk to you again. Coming up, two of the Democratic Party's most outspoken